journey towards your own personal career development. So in the course of this training, you are going to be learning data analysis, you are going to be learning networking and fiber optics, you are going to be learning web development, you are going to also be learning embedded systems and AI machine learning. So in the duration of 6 months, you have different tutors. The timetable is going to be out by the end of this week. I think by Friday you should have the official timetable. So your training will start on Wednesday. So your training will cover 2 times in a week, and your training days is Thursdays and Wednesdays. Okay. So I don't want you guys to take this training as just a training from industrial training from school. Look at it as an opportunity to develop yourselves, because at the end of the day, the world will always reward you based on your potential, not based on your credentials. Did you get that? Okay, so I want you to utilize this opportunity, and I wish you a wonderful training experience and a successful career development journey. Thank you very much. So we are going to be introducing our staffs and head of departments, and Mr. Nonsai, the head of training, is going to help us with that session.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Why are we looking tense? Sir, let's just do a bit of introduction from the far right. Your name, your school, and your department. Yeah, Victor whom? Udoi. Yes. Where from? Oh, okay.
School as University of
You're welcome. Yeah,
My name is Lois Adi.
Lois. Okay.
I school at Caleb University.
Oh,
Computer science.
that's actually nice to meet you. Good morning. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck. Nice to meet you.
My name is Innocent.
Nice to meet you.
Okay, good morning. My name is Machi. School University of Port Harcourt.
Amazing. Nice to meet you. Yeah. Good morning. Sorry, come again.
Lawrence.
Lawrence.
Oh,
Nice.
good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Samuel already. School as
I think it is
Samuel.
Okay.
Good morning, everyone. I'm David Mukweju. I school at Stanford University. Study software engineering.
Victor Richard in school at Stanford. I was very compressing. No, because in this story, I went to the university. I should have known.
All right. So welcome to once again. Welcome to Speaking Python Solutions. And unfortunately, we don't have a full house of our staff because we are another event is currently ongoing downstairs. And so we had to split All right, so my name is Ibinosa. Ibinosa, I enjoy. And but I mean, people call me Musa for short, right? So, gifts. All right, so I'm in charge of trainings, and I also lead the human resource. I also lead the business development team as well. Very likely, we would have to meet at one point or the other as time goes on. I also right, so to the far left, we have Miss Gift Siguzo. She's in charge of our administrative activities here at Speeding High Tech Solutions. And of course, I'm sure every one of us must have met Mr. Nsikan. Mr. Nsikan is the one in charge of our IT trainings. So on that trainings, we have sub-units. We have corporate organizations training. We have individual trainings. We have, as the case, then we also have IT training. So for IT training, so we also have IT training, which you all for and we have the networking and infrastructure department, which is led by Mr. Kelvin. Can you pull up that organogram? So from the top, scroll down a bit. Scroll down. So I'm going to zoom this out a bit. So we have our managing consultant who leads everything here at the firm. He's currently not on 6 at the moment, and followed by our head of operations, who is also unavoidably absent. And then we have the respective teams who fall under the head of operations. And we start from the far left, the last one here. We have company secretary stroke admin. We also have the head of accounts. We have the Speedlink Lodge coordinator. We have the head of marketing. We have our welfare coordinator, head of stores, coordinator software units. We have the head of security, facility coordinator. We also have our coordinator network, technical and power, and then training coordinator. We also have the human resource officer, then business development. All right. So on that business development, we have the customer relationship team, as well as the SciWest training coordination or coordinator. And then under facility coordinator, we have the maintenance officer. All right, so this is just a brief overview of our team, the team here at Speedlink. And as you can see, we're all young folks like you, right? And you look very well. Everybody is just, you may not even pass someone, you may pass my boss, and you won't even know he's the one. We are just, young folks like this. So I really implore you to, as much as you can, learn the very best you can. IT training is not necessarily one that you force people to learn, right? It's a choice. It's your choice to actually learn. There's this quote by Albert, and I can't remember his second name. So it says, wanting to learn is a gift, but the choice, the willingness to actually learn is your own personal choice. Right? So if you do not put in, your mind and heart to what you have conquered, it will still be the same as the first day that you came. All right. So that's just a brief overview of what we have.
So let's look at a brief video of what we do over here at Speaking High Tech Solution.
Really, we pride ourselves on our hands-on and practical training sessions, ranging from our cybersecurity classes to data analytics classes to UI UX as well. All of them are all hands-on, and we ensure
for the UI UX and Hi there. At Spilling, we pride ourselves on our hands-on and practical training sessions, ranging from our cybersecurity classes to data analytics classes to UI UX as well. All of them are all hands-on, and we ensure that each and every student is being carried along, right? And our tutors are well trained. Our tutors, we ensure that they carry each student along, right? And we also do professional exams. We write the CEH exams, that's the Certified Ethical Hacker exams, the Microsoft Power BI for the data analyst, and then even for the UI UX and full stack web development classes. All of them are actually, brought in a way that they are prepared for the outside world, prepared for employability, prepared for entrepreneurship as well. All right. So here at Scaling, we pride ourselves in hands-on and practical training sessions.
Here at Speedling, we have one of the best teams that you can ever want to work with. Very competent team that know their work, know when to work, and know how to do the work with just little instruction from the operations. And also, we know when to switch from work to play. Like you can see, we have a soccer team, we have a game side so that to burn out, to ease up burnout. So we have a functional SOP. Our team also, we have a way of interwoven our activities that from one team to another, we know how to switch and know how to work. I truly believe that if you work with us at Speedlink, you will not have a regret.
At Speedlink High Tech Solutions, we pride ourselves in fast, reliable internet service provisioned by top fiber services in Nigeria. We engage our students monthly in our games and webinar series that hold monthly. All these events are streamed online and they are streamed real time. We also do record all the classes, and we make sure that these classes are uploaded online for the students to access in their portal. We're proud to say that we are one of the best and the top innovation hub in Port Harcourt, South Nigeria.
Here at Speedlink, we stand for excellence and precision. The best is what we do. We have undergone several partnerships with international organizations such as EC Council, who is the world's most known body in cybersecurity certifications and education, PersonView, Microsoft, AWS, including the world-renowned University of Port Harcourt. At Speedlink, our training center is well equipped with the most up-to-date hands-on facilities for trainings. In fact, we insist on full hands-on training. We have conducted international trainings in Kigali, in Kenya, in UK, and all over the world, not just in Africa. And what we give the students can't be found anywhere. Our tutors are well trained and carefully selected. In fact, at Speedlink, once you get trained, you have 100% chances of getting and landing a job at the best of the best organizations.
So you have seen what we do there, and this is a very great opportunity for you to develop yourself, for you to acquire the skills. In the world today, we are actually moving from the job economy to the skill economy. So, and in some years to come, should I say that your credentials, your degrees might not really count. So this is the opportunity for you to acquire the skills for the future. So we are going to be looking at the purpose of why you are here at Speedlink, the purpose of your 6 months, I think 6 months, right? 6 months industrial training. So why are you actually here? What is the purpose of your training? If you don't have a purpose, then there is no need to be here, right? So we are going to be looking at the purpose of your training. So let's look at the present economy of Nigeria. There is a general saying that there are no jobs opportunity in Nigeria, right? But I'm standing here to tell you that we have countless amounts of job opportunities here in Nigeria. I should be expecting somebody to ask me how and why, right? Okay. Many people say that there are no jobs, but I'm telling you that we have countless job opportunities. Jack Ma, the CEO of Alibaba and AliExpress, one of the world's largest online market, I think you should know the platform I'm talking about. He says that opportunity lies in where problems are, right? So if you look at Nigeria as a whole, we are blessed with problems, right? So those are endless amounts of opportunities, job opportunities for you to key in, right? So how can you key into these opportunities? Starting from the network infrastructure in Nigeria, from the power sector, from data structures, and the rest, we have countless opportunities. So in order for you to key into these opportunities, you need to do what? Acquire the right skills. And that is one of the purpose. Yeah, skill acquisition. That's the number one purpose. So under skill acquisition, we are going to be training you on the various skills in solving Nigeria's present economic situation. Okay? So skills like data analysis, skills like networking and cybersecurity, skills like web development, skills like embedded systems and artificial intelligence, and lots more. We have countless amounts of problems to be solved, and those are countless amounts of opportunities for you to fit in and develop yourself and get the value of payment in returns. So how can you provide solutions to these problems? Acquiring the right skills, developing and mastering the skills, and also learning how to convert your skills into what? solutions. Because there's one thing about learning a skills, okay? That's why you see many people who go for a trade. I know how to sew, I know how to bake, but they are still not doing anything for themselves. But not if you are testing them, they know how to do it. The problem is that they have not been able to convert their skills into solution. So here at Speedlink, we are going to train you, that's giving you the skills. Then we are going to also show you how to convert your skills into what? Solutions. Because if you don't convert your skills into solution, you cannot exchange it for any value. People don't pay you for what you know. If you like come out with a first class, nobody will pay you for your grade in school. They pay you based on what the solutions you bring. Do you understand? So here at Speedlink High Tech Solution, we are going to show you how you can also convert the skills you have learned into what? Solutions. Then lastly, no matter the skills and the solutions you have, if you don't know how to pitch yourself, how to communicate your value, you can never sell the skills and the solutions you have. So we are also going to be showing you how to pitch yourself, market yourself, and also create endless job opportunity for yourself, even while you are in school and after you have graduated from school. So because of your 6-month training journey, these are all the skills you are going to be acquiring at our Speedlink High Tech Solution. But in order for you to acquire this, there are some sacrifices you need to make personally. I used to tell my trainees that if you're actually going on a training, 70% of your success in that training is determined by you, while only 20 to 30% is determined by your tutor. Because personal development is based on individual concepts. So no matter how we train you, no matter the knowledge we give to you, if you don't put in your own effort, okay? You don't put in your own effort and your time to work on yourself, to develop yourself, you can never utilize that skills properly. So personal development is the key. A few hours you are going to be learning here will not be enough. So I'm actually urging you to go back and practice whatever we are going to show you here. Practice research, personal research is one of the key, okay? Research on what we have shown you. Anywhere you encounter difficulty, come back to the tutors, ask questions, okay? Look for every learning opportunities. Of course, you can see all of us are young, so you can approach us anytime, anywhere you don't understand, you ask questions. If you don't ask questions, you can never get answers, right? So ask questions. Then punctuality is one of the key factors in your personal life. If you're actually having a class, maybe by 10 or whatever scheduled time, and you are coming like 45 minutes to 1 hour after the class, you have already missed 50% of the time of the content of the class. If you arrive before time, your psychology of learning, your mind will be open. But the moment you rush into the class, you're already confused. You can never capture whatever the tutor will show you that day because you came late. So punctuality is one of the key. I think all of you have signed the T&C document. You have seen the terms and conditions for the training. So please, I want you to abide by the terms and conditions of this training. And secondly, there are some other safety measures you need to take into consideration in the course of your training. Safety measures like always seeking for permission to do a particular thing from your tutor, and because of your training, you'll be exposed to different tools, different equipment, like fiber optics equipment. Some of those equipment emit infrared, which can be harmful to the eye. Some of those equipment have high temperature equipment like soldering iron and the rest. So always seek for permission. Then endeavor to always turn off the equipment when they are leaving. Okay? So those are the safety measures you need to take into consideration. Safety first. The number one thing you should always consider because of your training is safety. So endeavor to always take the necessary safety measures in the course of your 6 months training. I wish you a wonderful training journey and a successful career development process. Thank you very much. So we are going to be looking at the code of conduct and work ethics during your 6 month training. And Mr. Nonsa, the head of human resource, is going to be telling you the work ethics here at Speedlink High Tech Solution, what you should do and what you should not do. Okay, Mr. Nonsa. It's like.
All right. Once again, good morning. And so just in the next couple of minutes, we'll just be looking through our code of conduct and workplace ethics. So I know majority we are all coming from the school setting, right? And in school, it's just you and the lecturers, right? But the reason you are brought into for your IT, it's not necessarily just to be able to learn the skills alone, but you should be able to learn how to relate with other members, team, right? People you may not have seen before, right? So there are certain code of conduct and workplace ethics that we live by here at Speedlink High Tech Solutions. So I'll just move on. So yeah, that's me as the human resource lead. And the first one we want to look at is professionalism. All right. So as much as possible, everyone, of course, right? We are expected, yes, we are coming, we believe we are students, right? And I'm sure as time goes on, part of our structure for our IT students is we are going to be rotating each and every one of us. Today, you may be the one at the reception. Tomorrow, you may be the one handling recording of the classes. So we would be rotating, the team across all our departments. All right. And so you want to be able to maintain that high level of professionalism in communication, in addressing, in your general conduct as it may be. All right. And then, as the IT training coordinator had mentioned, we want to be punctual. We want to be respectful. Again, majority of the persons you may be meeting, they may be clients, they may be your colleagues. You never can tell. one little spark can tell bad of the company. All right, so you want to actually be respectful. You want to be committed to your responsibilities as well. All right, and by all means, you want to respect the company with integrity. That's one thing we live by. We hold dearly here. Integrity, both inside and outside the workspace, right? And so, if you look at the picture to the far right, you are just about 10 characteristics of professional learning that shift practice. And first, you want to be purposeful, to have a goal. You want to be goal oriented. You are here for something, to learn a skill. At the end of 6 months, there should be something to show that, hey, I came here for 6 months and I learned for 6 months, right? And then you want to be, whatever you have learned should be applicable. And then you should learn to be collaborative. You can't win through alone. So you want to be able to be collaborative while you are working here. And then learner-centered. By all means, be teachable. If there's a mistake, your tutor has corrected you on something, nothing actually stops you from actually taking corrections, and leading to that. And then we want to be safe at all means. And then there should be a model. You've seen all of us, the way we are, we communicate with each another. So there should be that flow. There should be no hurdle at the end of the chain. And then action-oriented, inquiry-based. If you're stuck somewhere, stop and ask anybody any question. Nobody's going to shout at you for asking any questions. There's this saying that they normally say, I know they say it's broken. They say, who asks questions, know the miss road. That's what they say, yeah? So when you ask questions, of course, you won't get missing at any point. And then own this place. It's your own now. You're now part of us. Personalized speed link, right? So own it. You're now, you have a style. I know, yeah, the card, you necessarily do not take the card home, but you now wear a badge that says you are an intern at Speedlink. All right. So nothing stops you from, even if you have LinkedIn profiles, you can go to LinkedIn and say, hey, I intern at Speedlink High Tech Solutions. Right. So you should be able to own it. That's part of the professionalism we are talking about. All right. And then the next thing we want to look at is respect and teamwork. Respect and teamwork. Treat everyone, both staff, students, clients, with respect, regardless of background or role. Like I said, you necessarily do not know who is who here. I'm sure majority of us, if you had seen, before I came here, I'm sure we may have passed ourselves downstairs or something, but you didn't know who I was. So despite not knowing whose background, just respect everyone as the case may be, all right? And then we encourage collaboration. We try as much as possible to avoid gossips here and there. And then, of course, we are humans. Conflicts may arise. But one good thing about what we do here is we try to resolve such conflicts, amicably, so that everyone is happy at the end of the day. And like I wrote there, we succeed together. If there's a win for Speedlink, because at the time that we had that win, we were part of us. Everybody is a part of that exercise. All right, so we succeed together. We are not in isolation. All right, and then for confidentiality, of course, when you now begin to work with us, some aspects of our company's information will definitely be exposed to you as much as possible. In your own capacity, try as much as possible to protect company and clients' data. Like I said, you may be rotating each and every one. Today you may find yourself at the reception. And so you don't want to say, oh, because you have access to clients' information, then you want to, as much as possible, you want to actually protect such data. You do not want to disclose sensitive information to unauthorized persons. And then here we take legality very seriously. And so breach of confidentiality is taken seriously. And we may take or we may attract disciplinary action if we need to be at that point in time. All right. And then the next thing is accountability and excellence. When you are given a task, own the task. Take ownership of that task. Deliver quality work and meet deadlines. You have been told, okay, you need this in 2 days, in 3 days. By all means, try as much as possible to meet to those deadlines, to meet to those tasks. Yes, mistakes may happen, but coming out open, coming out with honesty to say, hey, yes, sorry, this thing happened. I was the one who did it. It won't stop. The highest we may do is, okay, let's just see how to solve this. And the mistakes may happen, but honesty and a willingness is actually a key to improvement. And at Speeding High Tech Solutions, we reward diligence and innovation. So if you have an idea, it's something you want to run by us, maybe you do necessarily do not have the capacity to, to push it further. Of course, if it's something we see viable, we can pick it up from there and see how far, it can go. All right, and then I'll just run through this: integrity and ethics. There should be no form of bribery, dishonesty, favoritism, or unethical practice. None of that is tolerated. We always act in ways that uphold the company's values. And like you can see here, if you look, those of us who are sitting facing this way, if you look to your back, and those of us who are here, if you look to your front, you see our values: versatility, innovation, collaboration, honesty, and customer service. Those are what we live by here at Speeding High Tech Solutions Limited, right? And then if you notice any misconduct of any sort, by all means, please do well to report to the appropriate authorities, and without fear of victimization and anything. We, of course, we're going to handle. That's why the Department of Human Resources is there, right? We take charge of staffing and everything, right? So, and at Speeding High Tech Solutions, our culture is built on excellence, service, and integrity. And by all means, let's all play our parts in preserving that. But ethics is not just necessarily about the rules, it's about what we do when nobody is actually watching us. And I'm sure in due course, your training coordinator is going to inform you that you just have 2 days to learn. Then you have 1 extra day for practicals, as much as possible. Yes, you may not necessarily have, supervisors at any given point. Nothing stops you. Events are going on. Oh, please, how do I want to see how this is done. It's your inquisitiveness that's actually going to be able to spur your learning process. But if you just stay aloof, because the truth is, everybody is going to actually be busy. So until you take that step and say, oh, so I saw how you did this, how can I, do same as well? That's the only way you will learn. But for us to come and say, hey, you must come and learn this, nobody will do that. Right? Like I said, if you look at all of us, we are Gen Zs like you. So we necessarily do not have that time to start dragging you by the neck. So you have to do your own bit, right? To put in the work, to actually want to learn. All right. And so having said that, I think that's the end of my slides. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Misa, for that wonderful orientation. So as the lecturer said, integrity is one of the key factors towards success, not just here as Speeding, but in your own personal life. What people can trust you for can take a long way. The trust you have from people can take you far than what you even know. People can trust you for something, maybe for finance or for a particular skill. They know that you can be trusted. So here is the starting point. So learn how to build your integrity, and you can always go a long way. Okay? So we are going to be looking at the different roles and expectations from the tutors. Because we are going to be learning different courses. And in the course of your training, there are some expectations you need to meet up. There are some targets you need to meet up. So the different tutors is going to be telling you the expectations in the course of their training. So we are going to be starting with the data analysis track, which is led by Mr. Winonsha, the data analyst. He's going to be telling you the expectations in the course of your training with you. Mr. Winonsha.
All right. Again, we meet again. So that's why I said we would be seeing as often as much. So for data analytics class, you see how to go through with the time frame given to us. You know, that 6 months with the 2 days each a week. How many hours is it a week?
From 8 to 4. Yes, they can have breaking meeting.
Okay. All right. So in that light, we would see we're going to be going through advanced Excel from basics to advanced. We will also go into SQL, bit of SQL, and then finally going to use Power BI for visualization. All right. So I and my colleague would be alternating notes but like I said, I made mention earlier, we have other trainings that will be going on. So if you don't see me, see my colleague who is unavoidably absent at the moment. All right. So I trust that we'll have a swell time together. We're going to be working on projects, right? There's this Adidas project visualization that we're going to, that will be our key project at the end of the session, right? So we will be working through all of that together, and then I trust that by the end of the day, you should have something to the skill that you have been able to learn data analytics. Yeah, that's from data analytics.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. The next on the list is networking and fiber optic, which is led by Mr. Calvin. So they are going to tell us the expectations from the students in the course of your training with them. Mr. Calvin.
All right. Good morning, everyone. I want to say for the networking class, it's going to be more of practicals, but we still have to do beginning parts, which has to do with the theoretical expectations that you have to have in networking. And also, when we're done with that, we also have some time to go out for fiber optics training. Even if you don't do the in-depth or maybe site work, you may still do the in-class practicals. So that when you go back after your IT and they show you a fiber optic cable, you know what they do. You know what a fiber optic engineer does also. And also, I would like us to boost our confidence also. Plenty of us around, you see that we came up, we're young guys. If you look at our school time, it's not too far. I'll keep on saying the truth. I always say all the IT students have come around. I came into schooling from IT. Now you wonder how. I was a university student, and I did IT in schooling. And during that time, I got introduced to different concepts here and there that schooling does. And at the end of the day, I picked up interest in networking. I pushed myself higher. You may not learn everything in class, but how far you go back home to study, that's what makes the difference. I hope you know that. How far you go back home to study, that's what makes the difference. How far you go back home to do a research. They say study to show thyself approved. It's not studying in class or studying to pass exam that I'm talking about. It's your own personal study, volunteering. There are so many things I've gotten to know that I wasn't doing it because of a project on hand. So just because I had zeal to study. And I'll just go back home, do a research on the topic I've seen somewhere, and just develop on it. And before you know it, you've added that skill to your bag. I also believe that Mr. Musa, when he's taking us in the data analysis class, he's also going to introduce us to LinkedIn. Is that true, my boss? Yeah. So he's also going to show us how to package whatever we're learning in this time. Like I said, I was retained in Spilling, but not everybody may have the opportunity to be retained. So how do you showcase to the world that this is what you have learned? This is what I've gotten during my time here in IT. It's also the packaging. So as part of the training, we also learn how to sell these our skills online. So I implore you, know it as you're coming, do your own self-study. Any class you're going through, once you know that, okay, I've picked interest in this, do your self-study. Not all the tutors may have time, but as you show interest, I'll see that, okay, this person is interested in what I do, right? You ask questions. Sometimes, you know what amazes tutors is that a student can go back home and come back and ask him a question that he hasn't taught him. Do you understand? That intrigues the interest of the teacher or the tutor. So I want us to be better so that by the ending of the year, which is around the ending of the 6-month program, by the time you look back to the beginning, you know that much progress has been made. It's not a waste of time. So we're interested in training you. We're interested in teaching you. Please, I would like us to show interest. Do as you are asked to do. And you will do better. I want us to say we'll do better. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Sorry, Mr. Scan. Before, just in light of what he said, he came in as an IT, but it's interesting to know that he actually leads our networking team at the moment. So if you on your own, if you really put in your work, put in your best, of course, the top is very vacant. It's just few people that are at the top. So if you do your best, there's enough room for you at the top to always plunge in at every point. So yeah, I just thought to mention that.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kelvin. As he has said, personal development is the key. I said that earlier, and we also confirm that. So in a few hours, they are going to be learning. Not go back and through your personal self. So the next course is embedded systems and artificial intelligence. I'm going to be your tutor for that course. So in the course of your training, there are much expectations from you, starting from your personal commitment. You need to start from there. If you are not committed anything, you can never learn. Learning is a personal decision. No matter how much I'll train you, how much I'll explain to you, if you have not tuned in your mind to be open to the information that are going to be given to you, you can never absorb any of those information. So your personal commitment is the number one criteria towards a successful training in this course. So in the course of this training, you are going to be exposed to microcontrollers. You learn how to build some embedded systems, program some microcontrollers for specific tasks. Then finally, in your capstone project, you'll be working on smart home automation and security, where you learn how to incorporate some security systems, device together to form some solutions for smart home, like the fingerprints recognition systems. You learn how to develop an AI system that can recognize the voice recognition systems, voice commands for smart home automations, IoT, and the rest, and lots more. Then you learn how to design some basic hardware systems, embedded systems. So it's going to be more of practicals, and I want you to commit yourself. Because if you are not committed, you can never achieve success, anything. So your personal commitment is like 50%. But if you're not committed, you can not succeed. So personal commitment, then go back and study, research, ask questions. When I give assignments, go back and do the assignment, not because I'll come back and ask for it. You know, the normal learning process in school is when it's deadline, you start rushing. That man is coming today. No. I might give assignment and I don't ask for it. Do you know that? Yes. I might give an assignment and I don't ask for the assignment. I want you to change your learning mindset. That's why we have graduates that are still looking for employment, because they did not actually develop themselves to be valued. Okay?
Yes.
So here at Speedlink, we want to develop you to be valued, to have value in the world. So in order for you to be valuable, personal development is the key. What do I mean by personal development? Developing yourself, not because learning, not because somebody asked you to come and learn. That's why in the opening speech, I told you that this training is not just the ones who sent you to come and learn because it's one of the criteria for your graduation. Okay, look at this as an opportunity to begin a personal career journey beyond school learning. Okay, so in order for you to achieve this, your own personal devotion, learning, and upskilling is very, very important. Okay, so please, I want you to get involved, develop yourself, and at the end of your 6 months, you should be able to show forth what you've achieved in this training. All right, thank you very much. So the next course we are going to be looking at is the full stack web development, which will be led by Ms. Gates. She's going to tell you the expectations in the course of your training with her.
Sorry, I just want to correct. I think it's web design. It's web design.
Okay,
not-
web design. Okay, sorry. Okay. Web design.
Good morning, everyone. Okay, so I'll teach you guys stated and Indian WordPress, how to use it online and locally. And also teaching on HTML, CSS, and Bootstrap. This, at the end of your internship, you should be able to have your own portfolio, just like my colleague stated earlier, talking about the using. When you're able to create a portfolio, I will say, I'm able to put it out there on LinkedIn. And I'll also show us how to put it out there on GitHub. So you can actually go through our works in the rest. That's just basically.
All right, thank you very much. Nathan. So far we have been talking. So it's over to you. Ask questions and get the feedback. Ask questions. Wednesdays and Thursdays are your training days, okay? Then you will choose one extra day for your field work, either Monday or Tuesday, but not on Fridays, okay? Questions?
Okay, so just to also buttress on that. So the reason is we necessarily do not want this place to be so rowdy because from next week we will be having our other trainings also, in the facility. And we'll be training over 150 students who will be coming in here. So because we necessarily do not want the facility to be so rowdy, that's why we are limiting it to. However, if there are, I'm sure there are still one or two persons who, they're still interested, the interest is eager and is there rather. And then your tutor can now recommend and say, hey, I need XYZ to if the person is willing, keep coming all through the days. Of course, we'll see how to tackle that.
Any more questions?
Like carry on to events like all on 3 days or just like 3 days.
So I didn't get you.
I said, do we carry our systems for the training days or just for the like field days?
Anytime you are coming for training, come with your laptop. Okay. More questions?
Feel free if you have questions. Yeah.
Okay. In-house work.
Yeah, like laptop.
For instructional training students, we do not have extra laptops to give to you. So it is expected that you come with your laptops, okay, as one of your learning material, okay? just like the same way you come with your pen and the notebook, and so your laptop is part of your learning material. So you should try and get one for yourself. But if you are actually assigned to a special role, okay, maybe customer care or networking or whatever role you are being assigned to work on, we are going to give you the necessary facilities to work on that role. But for your learning process, you need to have your own personal laptop as one of your learning materials. Okay?
Sorry, to also react to that, the days for this Wednesday, Thursday, right?
Yeah.
So what we can do is, since initially they are using the check-in class. For those who do not have system, because of them, we can swap with on the days they have to use the system, we can swap with the exam class where their system is there. But it's not a laptop, it's a desktop. So whatever you have to do has to be on the system. So that solves for those who do not have, but they're just here. Yeah.
So I think that's clear, right? All right. If more questions, feel free to ask questions where you are. So,
I see the time is from 8 to 4.
yes, resumption is between 8 to 8:30, then closing is 4 o'clock, but you have breaks in between by 12 o'clock.
So at least we should go before the date.
Yes.
So I think if there's no other questions, then close up so that we join the other.
All right. So far so good. We have come to the end of this introduction.
After once you're done, we can do a talk around the building facility and take pictures downstairs.
Yeah, people online.
And
They have it. So far so good. I think you have gotten all the information you need for this training. So, in order for you to achieve the maximum limits of success, your time is one of the greatest things you need to sacrifice. Because in life, you need to give out something to get something, right? So the question is, what are you willing to do to get the things you want? You need to sacrifice your time, sacrifice your energy, put in all what you got to make sure that 6 months stay with us is actually what you came to achieve. So, because of this training, I promise you that by the time you go back to school, there are some students that want to get paid during their industrial training. They want to go to companies that are actually paying them for industrial training. But I need to tell you that they are in some situations of life, knowledge is more valuable than money. Okay? Because the knowledge you get today can make you endless amount of money in the future. So I want you to invest your time to get the knowledge, develop yourself, and you can get the reward for the sacrifice sooner. Okay. So I want you to take on personal career development as a very important process in order for it to be valued. As I said earlier, the world will not always reward you based on your credential, based on what you know. the world will always reward you based on your potential and what you have to offer. Okay? I wish you a wonderful training experience. Thank you very much. So we are going to be going around the facilities to check out the equipment and all the sectors we have here. And after now, we are going to be having a photo shoot with our training coordinators and the rest of the tutors and staff. All right. Mr. Nelson.
After the talk, let me know. We'll snap downstairs.
So we can go around. Okay.